Look at that individual kill leaderboard. Just look at that. Look at that for a minute. Ice, Nightmare, 240 million kills. So obviously I kill a lot of people, and I attract a lot of attention. The whole kingdom basically wants to destroy me, but they can't do it. Now why is that? These players spend thousands and thousands of dollars on the game, tens of thousands even, some of them, and they cannot zero my castle. I've been attacked by Edu, I've been attacked by Jaxal, I've been attacked by Fubar, I've been attacked by Ice Queen. It used to be Ice King, but they did like a sex change or something, became Ice Queen. I don't really know what happened there. It was Ice King, now it's Ice Queen, who knows. So I've been attacked by the top 4 players in the kingdom, and I've never been zeroed. Never. Now let's take a look at my current stats from not that long ago, when I attacked somebody. I won't show my current stats, I'll just show my stats from a few weeks ago, because I want to keep my enemies guessing a little bit what my stats are. I don't want them to know my exact stats. So as you can see, my stats aren't even that good. They're bad. This guy has no dragon in his castle. If he had a dragon in his castle, he'd probably have higher stats than I do. He's not even the best player in the game. This guy doesn't spend that much. Same as me. So as you can see, I have 2,500 troop stats. And then it's like 5,000-ish stats for the normal stats. For infantry, cavalry, bowmen. So why is it with these pathetic stats that I haven't been able to get zeroed yet? There's players with 8K stats that attack me all the time, and I haven't been zeroed. And I even have videos where I do successful defenses against these players. You can go back and watch those. Well, the reason why is because I have all my army damage maxed out. I have cavalry damage, bowman damage maxed out. I also have army damage received maxed out, infantry damage received, cavalry damage received, bowman damage received. So I have all these damage received stats maxed, all the damage stats maxed, and also all the bowman versus infantry damage, bowman versus whatever the heck damage, reduction. This is why I'm able to fight against the top players in the game. So even though they have 3,000 extra stats on me for these, and like 1,000 extra stats on me for troop stats, I'm still able to fight with them because my damage and damage reduction is top notch. So yeah, not only are damage and damage reduction stats the best stats in the game, they're also free to get. You don't have to spend a single penny to get them. It's absolutely free. You can get it pretty fast too if you follow my strategy that I'm going to lay out in this video. So damage and damage reduction, how do you get them? What are the ways you get them for free? Well, your watchtower. There's buildings in the game that give you damage and damage reduction stats. You can start off getting them at level 15. Then you start upgrading the prestige levels in the buildings. Then it caps out at the damage and damage reduction at level 30. As you can see, I have this at level 30. It's bowman damage plus 145%. So what does that mean? It means my bowmen do 145% more damage. So it's like having 2.45 bowmen for every bowman I have. Just off of having this alone. You want to always have it maxed out at every single level. As your stronghold goes up, you want to have your watchtower go up. Have them be the same level always. Always keep the watchtower maxed out for prestige level. Because the bowman damage is a must-have. And here's the wall, the big mighty Trump wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Seriously, the wall is the most important building to have upgraded. It improves your infantry damage received. Your infantry damage received has to be the very first thing you max out. It keeps the rest of your army safe. The infantry is your front line. You want to always have them be as strong as possible. And the wishing well gives you cavalry damage received. This is so other players do less damage to you and your cavalry. Absolute must have. So upgrade your wishing well. Upgrade the prestige on it. The embassy has cavalry damage. So damage is most important in my opinion. So you want to have your embassy and watchtower maxed out for prestige first. The storehouse gives you army damage received. You want to have that. So your whole army takes less damage. Cavalry, infantry, bowmen, siege, everything takes less damage. That's important to have as well. Trap factory gives you army damage. So your whole army gets increased damage. The trading post, which is outside your city, by the farms and stuff, it gives you bowman damage received reduction. So you want to have your trading post, your embassy, watchtower, whatever else I just showed. You want to level them up with your stronghold, keep them maxed out for prestige. So you want to have them all be level 15, then 16, 17, 18. Just go up, keep them all at the same level, all the way up to level 30. These all cost prestige banners. Starts off cheap, then gets more and more expensive the higher the level is. So you want to keep them all kind of the same level. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because then it costs you like 1,000 prestige to upgrade a level, whereas for another one it might only be 2 prestige to upgrade that. So upgrade all these buildings evenly, that I showed you. So how else you can get some damage and damage received stats? Well, your dragon skills. As you can see, infantry backbone is infantry versus bowman damage reduction. This is a must have. This means that the enemy's archers do less damage to your infantry, and your infantry is the front line of defense against anybody. Then you have this skill. Again, infantry versus cavalry damage reduction. Need to have that. Say infantry is your front lines to keep your cavalry and archers from taking damage. So you want to have these skills the highest out of everything. Then flaming arrows, bowmen versus infantry damage. So archers do more damage against infantry. Then this skill, bowmen versus cavalry damage. Need to have that. The bowmen versus infantry damage one's much more important than the bowmen versus cavalry damage. You want to kill their infantry off as quick as possible, so you can start taking out their damage in the back line. Then you have cavalry versus infantry damage, and cavalry versus bowman damage. Not as important, but still important. And flaming arrows against cavalry, once you get this above like level 20 or something, like 20 or 21, it starts giving you damage. Just flat out damage, bowman damage. So your bowmen do more damage against everything. That's around the higher levels you start getting that. And that's very, very important. And for this, same thing. Cavalry damage, around level like 20, 21 or something, you start getting damage for this. So far I've learned you get damage from your buildings and damage reduction from your buildings. You also get damage from your dragon skills and damage reduction from your dragon skills. So where else can you go? Well, you go to heroes. As you can see, heroes have covenants, so for different kinds of heroes, you get different kinds of bonuses. Some of the covenants you need to have 2 heroes before you start getting benefits. For other covenants, you need to have 3 heroes out of them to start getting benefits. Each covenant's different. Just read up about it by clicking the question mark next to each covenant. As you can see, for this royal return, you can get bowman damage received reduction and infantry damage received reduction if you want. You should only use this if you don't have the better heroes for the better covenant. These covenants up here are the best. So for these covenants, you just need to have both the heroes at 1 star and you get all the benefits. So for Rise of Glory, with these 2 heroes, you get bowman damage plus 25%, army damage plus 30%, and cavalry damage received minus 20%. This damage massively boosts your army's potential. In Monarch Strike, same thing, you just need 1 star for the heroes. Once Lancelot's level 60, I can actually switch to him. These are the new heroes. I don't even have these yet. And they give you army damage received minus 30%. That's a huge boost. I'm actually kind of scared now. There's big spenders that already have this. Their army's going to take way less damage than it was before. But I'm going to wait for these to go on sale before I start buying them. Everything in this game goes on sale, you just wait a few months. I'm not going to spend full price for this. Screw that. It costs hundreds of dollars to get those heroes. These other covenants basically go up depending on what your hero's star level is. You just click on the question mark, it tells you how it works. So if you don't have these really good heroes like I do, you just try and fill up these covenants instead and get damage and damage reduction stats. So those are the 3 ways to get damage and damage reduction. You want to have all those stats maxed out if possible. Now there is one last way to get damage. That's by being a mage. As you can see, a mage, they get troop damage, which would be the army damage. I don't know why they call it troop damage. There's no such thing as troop damage. It's army damage. Whoever wrote this is a noob. They don't even know how their own game works. So if you have this maxed out, you get 1.5% more army damage, I think, or something like that. Or maybe it's 2.5%. I don't know. So yeah, I want to be a mage, if possible. If you're starting out in this game, pick a mage, get the army damage. Because being a knight gives you no army damage. This gives you like troop health. But that's not nearly as good as a damage stat. So yeah, be a mage. Be a mage. So yeah, we learned you need to have prestige buildings maxed out. You need to have dragon skills maxed out. You need to have heroes. So how do you get prestige banners and dragon skill points and such? Well, your Spire. Let's go to your Spire every day. Collect on floor level 8 if you can. That's where pretty much everyone collects at. Just type in some random big number. No one will ever find you. So you can just gather for 7 hours straight and repeat 3 times a day or 2 times a day. At least once a day at bare minimum you should be doing this. You get dragon experience here and dragon skill experience here. You also get your prestige banners here as well. As you can see, it only costs 116,000 crystals for 200 banners, another 58,000 for another 100. So you can get 300 banners a day off of doing this. And your gather rate's 43,000 per hour, so that's like only 4 hours of gathering. You can get all your prestige banners every single day, 300 every single day for free. So getting your prestige buildings maxed out early on is pretty easy because they're really cheap to level up. As you become a higher and higher level, you get harder and harder to level up, so it takes more and more banners, but still, you get 300 a day for free by doing this. And if you're a dragon, you get the dragon skill experience for free from here. So that's how you get the damage and damage received reduction for free. And another thing worth mentioning is you can basically use Savage Attack to increase 25% to the attack of all your troops for 12 hours. This is also really good. So if you're going to attack somebody, make sure you use that. Or if you're doing Golem or something. Increases the damage of all your troops by 25%. And you also have defense, solid defense. Adds 25% to the defense of all your troops for 12 hours. So you also want to have that on if you're going to attack somebody. Or if you think you're going to be attacked. Now there's other buildings in the game that also give you like infantry attack, infantry defense, infantry health. But they're not nearly as important as damage and damage reduction. Because as you can see, you only get 48% infantry defense, but I already have 4,500 stats. So just by having this at level 23, it only boosts my infantry damage by like 1%, my health by 1%. That's like pretty much nothing. But then if you look at this building, the storehouse, by having this at level 30, every single troop, infantry, cavalry, archers, they all take 28% less damage. So for the one building, I can have like 1% increase to defense, 1% increase to health. But in this building, I can have 28% damage received reduction across the board. It's a lot better than the other building. Now, if your stats are really low, you might want to upgrade the other buildings a little bit. But later in the game, these buildings that don't have damage or damage reduction stats, they don't even compare to other ones. They fall short later in the game. So put all of your prestige and damage reduction to start off with. Once that's maxed out, you can start going into other buildings. Upgrade all the buildings when they're cheap. When they start getting expensive, just do the damage and damage reduction buildings.